Give me one sentence, one sentence, one word. What's the opportunity you see right now in front of you? What's the opportunity? What do you see in front of you as the opportunity? One word, one sentence. If you're not writing one word, one sentence right now, force yourself to do it. You're not going to take this little step, then we've got something going on in terms of the bigger steps. What's the one word, the one sentence, opportunity? Let me see what we've got. RBS, love that, flooded. Market share. Others not. E-commerce. Build authority, not give up. Competition not moving, love that. War money, failure not an option. Stay motivated, keep taking action, driven. Logistics. Billy offer when help when needed, authority. This will pass, massive candidate drive. Love that, Liz Rankin. What a shift you've had. So proud of you, epic stuff. Oral, good man. Market will bounce back big time. Let's say first off, number one. Already is so positive and epic, so that's just not woo-woo, it's fact. So let's maintain this. So guys, here's the thing. A couple of things to consider. Number one, this will pass. This will pass. Probably about 30 to 40 conversations last week to get a feel of what's going on in businesses, what's going on with your decision makers, what's going on upstream, etc. And the overriding theme is going to pass, and it's actually an overriding theme of positivity. But as I said on the video I put out, I'm losing track of days now. Last week I had a wobble when I went to pick my daughter up. I had a wobble. I had to pull the car over, have a word with myself, and it's a case of, right, where am I? What's really going on here? And there is an opportunity, but the reality is this. I recorded a video for you guys literally just for the Inner Circle call now, which I put up straight after this call inside the Facebook group. What I've seen is, for those who get this, who've been through a recession, as Ken said, one of the words or phrase Ken used was, those who it's their first rodeo ride are going to be panicking. Those who have been through a recession, etc. before will know this is paved with opportunity. And that isn't woo-woo. It's just a fact if you've been through this type of thing before. I have. And lots of you have, lots of you haven't. But the reality is there is an opportunity here. This is about keeping our composure. This is about keeping our composure. So if you really think that in 12 weeks, whatever the number's going to be, and interestingly, 26,000 cases of the virus in Germany and only 100 deaths, and then the news is catastrophizing in Italy. There's been 2,000 deaths. What they're not saying is the average age is 81. What they're not saying is virtually all of them smoked before. What they're not saying, they all live in multiple households, etc., etc. This catastrophizing. When you speak to the real decision makers further upstream, there's a sense of reality, the sense of opportunity about what's coming. We need to be embracing that, not embracing the bullshit media. Now, there is deaths going on. Let's not underplay that. My parents should have come down this weekend. We decided not to in the end. And this is real. It's happening. But also, let's not make it worse than it is. The reality is on this call now, there will be multiple opportunities, and there'll be lots of businesses growing a lot bigger. There'll be businesses now on the call who are doing 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, who will have the first 7-figure year. On the call now, there's going to be people who are also, you know who you are, and we'll probably all feel it to maybe 1% or an hour a day thinking, what if? But the reality is this is going to change. This is going to change. So what we're going to do is work through a war plan, step by step. So on the screen, you should be able to see my slides, coronavirus war plan. If you can see that, give me a capital S of slides in the chat box. Let me know. Wonderful. The first thing is this then. We've got a problem. The first problem is this. The media is driving your mindset. And this isn't woo-woo bullshit. It's Peter Johns who we're going to take through as a case study, and we're going to do a set of activities of Peter live in front of you, probably week on week. We'll see how the virus develops. But with Peter, when he 5X his business, if he came in and took the view of this isn't working, he wouldn't have got to cycle 9 and have an evergreen process. He can pretty run cookie cutter automated in the background. So your mindset is key, is absolutely key. Don't let the media fill it. And this isn't some bullshit. This is absolute fact. I put the news on for a couple of hours. I haven't put news on once in this house since being here for 2 years. And on the way to pick my daughter up, which is my happiest time of the week, I have a wobble. So don't let the media fill your mind full of bullshit. Just don't let it happen. Keep filling your mind full of good stuff. Now, this is where this group is exceptional already. We want to maintain this. The reality is we're going to have a wobble in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Shit, we still haven't got the corner turn. Shit, still haven't hit this thing, whatever the number is or outcome is you're looking for. Know this. If you can pre-frame that, if we take a window of say 12 weeks, what can we achieve in 12 weeks? Now, I know I could go into any one of your niches right now. I spoke to Gerard. Gerard posted this morning. Gerard, thank you for that. I said, Gerard, listen, we went through a set of, or questions or observations, first of all. Then one of the things Gerard said was, I wish I'd done this in the previous X amount of whatever, weeks, months, etc. They'd be in a different position now. The fact is this, if we can set a goal in place or set an outcome in place, in the next 12 weeks, you can absolutely transform your life and your business. That isn't, again, woo-woo bullshit. Any one of your businesses now, I could create a website. I could create a LinkedIn profile. I could go and get an authority campaign running right now. I can engage and get 250 of the top clients, top candidates on the phone, but actually on the phone with massive authority. I could get from them when they're going to be hiring. I could get from them what the constraints are going to be around hiring. I could get from them what the hiring cycle is going to be. Well, we're going to start hiring in September in the event space. We'll probably start looking at end of January. The constraints we've got around this is we don't know what candidates are going to be available. We don't know exactly how we're going to scale at that time. We don't know how to work remotely right now. We've not done this before. So all of these things you guys can do, you can fix as an authority. You can create a relaunch plan for your clients as an example. So I could go into your niche now and create the base fundamentals, and I could get what I need to know come September, August, in some cases July. I know I could absolutely get the big revenue and profit figures that I would want in your niche. Now, there isn't some bullshit term. We're going to go through a fast start set of steps to do that. But here's the thing. All of you can do that. And all of you have not done things which maybe will give you more stability and more predictability and more security right now. So the mindset we need to adopt is, this is game time. This is game time. If you know you're going to be in business in 5 years' time, even 1 year's time, and you know you're going to be in business, so you're not leaving recruitment, you know you're going to be in business, what would you say to yourself looking back? In 12 months' time from now, you look back at yourself now, what would you say to yourself? So let's say for the next 3 months you go, it's fucked, and then we down tools and we start doing less. Quote a break, or we now's not the time. And then we look down the route 12 months back, so we're talking 2021, April, and we look back, and someone else in your niche has absolutely gone on and done exceptional things with exactly the same starting place. You're going to say to yourself, why the fuck did I down tools then? So don't let your future self down, because it's going to turn. But even in this time now, there is opportunity. So don't let the media drive your mindset. Let this group and you drive your mindset. Next problem, this panic. It is going to destroy businesses, unfortunately. I've got a friend who basically set up a restaurant, set up a bar, and it's heartbreaking. This guy's exceptional at what he does, and he's invested everything. He's very high end in terms of what he does. It's heartbreaking. It comes from a working class background. It's going to destroy businesses. Now, we are lucky. We work remotely. We're lucky. We've always done this. We're lucky. We know how to get the authority. We may not have done it yet. Now's the time for us to do these things. But businesses will go under. It's not just bullshit and make this sugar-coated. Businesses will go under. Recruitment businesses will go under. Some clients will go under. Candidates are going to panic. Go back working for the man, whatever their thing's going to be. That's the reality. That's reality. Take it on the chin. Now, again, if you know that you're going to be an entrepreneur in 12 months' time, what are you going to do in these next 12 weeks? Now, it could be 4 weeks, it could be more, depending on where you are. But what are you going to do? So this panic, it is destroying businesses. My biggest frustration right now is the media causing the whole economy to fucking crumble. When you break it down, though, the Chinese economy went up by 1%. We went down by 23%. States down by 25%. There's a bigger thing going on here, which is for another conversation. However, the outcome is businesses are being destroyed. So if you know you're going to be in business in 12 months' time, 2 years' time, 3 years' time, what do you take these next 12 weeks to be? The opportunity to really get yourself to be the number one in the niche, and to keep doing the same things. But if you panic, it will destroy your business. And that isn't scaremongering, it's fact. We cannot panic. But no, it may come. Get this. Get this. I was with my ex-father-in-law last night, and I was saying to him, I wish I'd done this. I wish I'd done that. There's little things. Now, we can all look back on, I wish I had done. However, April 2021 is going to come. You cannot control that. That's going to come. when you look back, you don't want this 12 weeks to be the defining period of your business and it becomes stagnant and someone else is excelling. Then we start making rash decisions. Then we become the least best version of ourselves. Then we go home and take it to our partners. Then we take it to our family. Then personal stuff happens. Get into that cycle. Boom. So don't let your future self down. If you're looking back in 12 months' time to these next 12 weeks, what would you have done? Well, you can be damn sure of yourself and damn proud of yourself. This is where my game changed. I said to Christy when Christy raised the corona thing to me, and I didn't post in the Facebook group, and I actually cocked up there. I actually balls up, hands up. I should have raised it with you guys earlier, but I didn't want people to be impacted and scared and think, shit, this is a bigger thing. I actually didn't think the impact of this would be quite so dramatic. I don't think the media would drive it so much based on Italy and the UK as we do, etc. But it is. When we looked at this, I said to Christy, I said, wow, so if we didn't have this fundamental problem going on, this would be a beautiful time right now to reset and get all the good things we want to get in place and shape. So in your side, don't let this next period now become the defining period of your life where I coulda, I shoulda, I woulda. This is it. Taking the springboard now is it. So we actually do have an opportunity, and the opportunity is threefold we're going to come to. One is a relaunch or a launch, depending on what you've done so far. Two, to be around cash flow. What can we do in the interim cash flow? And number three, what can we do to actually make your business battle-proof? Now, if this doesn't do anything to you in terms of thinking, shit, I wish I had done that, now's the time. Now, I don't know where you are in terms of feeling invincible, but I guess even the most invincible entrepreneur right now is thinking, what ifs? But here's the thing. If you're not learning a lesson now, we're never going to learn it. So we've got an opportunity. So principles, number one. This period now is where we really want to step up and be that 1%. Be that 1%. And that's not 1% getting out of bed and clapping your hands saying today's going to be an awesome day. This is 1% where we lead our niche. This is where we lead our 250 top clients. It's where we lead our 250 top candidates. Or it could be more, it could be less, which we'll come to. This is where we want our mindset to really lead our industry. Number two, a relaunch plan. So some of you are doing some cool stuff. All of you have not done some fundamentals that I wish you had done. One of the things I've mentioned 1,000 times is a CAS automated webinar. If that's running and you get 250 people registered for that per month, and you've done that for the last year, you have too many qualified clients. You have too many. That's a fact. It's a fact if you've done it. You haven't done it. So we've got a relaunch plan to get things in place now, which we can relaunch our business. But also in the interim, we want your own authority and your current launch, so the next 4 weeks, to your marketplace be based on the coronavirus. So when we're speaking to your clients, speaking to your candidates, we're going to base it on their world now, not base it on their world in 12 weeks. So we've got a plan in place. Number two, there may be an opportunity to get cash flow now. Now, what we don't want to do is go out to the marketplace and look like we are being crass, cold, opportunistic. However, there may be an opportunity now whereby in your niche, there is a potential cash flow revenue stream for you that you've not looked at. So before speaking with Peter, so Peter works in the event space with who we're going to work through week on week. And we looked at a new niche, accountancy, and I spent a bit of time looking at what was going on in the accountancy space. I found an accountant who basically has business. She trains internal accountants, and what she'd done is I think it was the Gulf War first of all. What she did was she created a 90-minute program whereby she took them through how to save in their current business at that time, and she actually made $250,000. So there's things we can do. So in your world, how can we create cash flow, but by helping your client? How can we create cash flow by helping your candidate? Now, it may or may not be the right thing to do, and we're going to come to that shortly, but there may be an opportunity there. So in the olden days, we have, for example, the LinkedIn candidate blueprint, where candidates would make their profile be number one on LinkedIn, et cetera, and we had that as a training, and then Inner Circle members were free to sell that white label. So what can we do now to your candidates and to your clients to bring in cash flow? Next, an authority plan, but not just an authority plan. This is whereby, if you want to be doing $1 million, how many clients do you need? How many placements do you need? So come September, if you know that you've spoken to these 50 clients and they're going to be launching What do we need to do to get in place to actually get that information from those clients now? What do we also need to do to make sure we're ready to provide those candidates when it happens? So your own clients will have some form of relaunch plan. We need a relaunch plan. Finally, simplistic. Action destroys doubt. If you're keeping your mind busy by creating, not by procrastinating and thinking what ifs, if you're taking action, the whole world around you, this black fog, tarry feel at the minute, will dissipate. So this action, we want to actually be doing. So if you've not been doing things, so for example, if you've been one of those members who've just run RRR or just run LinkedIn, and you've not done the things I push you to do, you've not done the Maven webinar, or you've not done the lazy conversion webinar, or you've not done the podcast picture, or you've not done the video framework, or you've not done fill in the blank, guess what? How would it be if we got targeted 250 clients and then we apply these strategies to them now? So we want to be taking action. So your days now need to be based on taking action, but to do two things. One is to get us immediate momentum and possible cash flow right now. But number two, to make sure it's damn it, as a lot of clients think, i.e. those who pay you, come July, August, September, the opportunity for you guys to hire will be 2x, 3x, and it would have been typically in that month. Because what they've missed in March and April, May, is going to be moved to back end of the year. And in the event space, which we'll be discussing in a minute with Peter, that's exactly what's going on in Peter's niche, which we're going to go into. So that said, guys, first of all, in one word, one sentence, what's been the biggest shift for you? It's either in the last 10 minutes or the last week in terms of going from the wobble into right. So for me, the simple one is this. If I'm a business owner now, I know I'm going to be in business in a year's time. I know that like over Christmas, most of my competitors will be down in tools, will be chilling, will be fill in the blank. Now's an opportunity to do X. So going on holiday. If we're going on holiday, what we don't do is lose weight the day before holiday. What we do is you start losing weight 12 weeks out. We want to be taking this aggressive mindset of almost that view of going on holiday and getting your body in shape. But the reality is this, fortunately or unfortunately, in every recession, mini or big recession, there are lots of millionaires and plus created, and there's also, unfortunately, the opposite. So decision time, which bracket you're going to fall into. So with that said, this is about us taking action. So let's fucking go, baby. Jonathan, clarity is a big shit. Peter, we control Darren. Everything else just noise.